All right, I think we're live. Gonna check on Facebook. Yep, looks like we're live on Facebook. And are we live on YouTube? I can't tell. Um, Anybody, tell me in the comments if we're not live. But otherwise, I'm gonna assume that we're live on both Facebook and YouTube. And I'm excited. It's my first live stream ever as Hopeful Tribe. And for those of you who have never seen any of our recorded videos, what we do is we offer comfort, coping skills, and community to people who really want to survive this very difficult period of humanity's history. This has been a very rough year that we've been through, and I just felt called to offer a safe place where people can call home to get these things that everybody needs, because not everybody can afford therapy and not everybody has friends and family. And so that's our purpose, is to offer comfort, coping skills, and community to people who are trying to get through this pretty difficult time that we're in. So, welcome. I'm happy you're here. I had scheduled a live coaching session with a young man who volunteered to be my very first live coaching client. However, he's not here yet. So, I'm hoping he's just sleeping in and will wake up in a minute and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm late to see Sue." So I'm going to just keep on going as if he's coming. And if any of you want to fill in at the last minute, please say so in the comments. Let me put my glasses on a second. Make sure I can see. Yeah, I should be able to see if you guys are making comments. Fill in at the last minute, please say so in the comments. That's funny. I turned on watch live feed on Facebook, and it was like a couple minutes back. So let me know in the comments if you want to jump in. Look it! It's Rose. Hi, Rose. Thank you for coming. So I'm just thinking that if my very first live coaching client doesn't show up, maybe what I can do is just talk to you guys, answer any life questions that might be on your mind. And maybe I could start out with talking about what life coaching is, because I realized as I was getting ready for this, some people might not even know what life coaching is. Oh, let's see what else Miss Rose said. She said, he should be here soon. She's great. I'm running around with the kids. I love it. She's multitasking. That's a beautiful thing. Rose's positive vibes. Have you checked out her YouTube channel yet? Awesome. Really awesome, y'all. So, I told you what Hopeful Tribe is. I also have a website you can see scrolling down here if you want to read more about us. If you want to multitask like my friend Rose, you can listen to me and look at the website at the same time. That takes talent. And you, happy Sunday. I'm really happy you chose to spend some time with us this morning. And I'm really hoping the young man who intended to be here at noon is going to come in later. But for those of you who are not familiar with life coaching, let me just tell you what it's about. Let me stop scrolling this thing. I find it distracting. Okay, so life coaching is just people helping other people to work through any issues they're having in life, to increase their happiness, to improve their health, to um, strengthen their connection with their higher power. There's any of number of things that you could do with a life coach. And if you're wondering what the difference is between life coaching and therapy, let me share with you this little um, handout I created. There you go. So, to me, the difference between life coaching and therapy is just a matter of focus. So, in traditional therapy, the focus is on mental illness, whereas in life coaching, the focus is on well being. I wanted to make it a full screen. There you go. In traditional therapy, the focus is on deficits or needs. And in life coaching, the focus is on strengths and resources. In traditional therapy, the focus is on expert advice. So you hire someone who is an expert to help you. And then in life coaching, the emphasis is more on collaboration between the two people or the group of people. In traditional therapy, the focus is on the mind, largely, the mind of the individual. And then in life coaching, the focus is more on the whole person as part of a community. So the whole person, their mind, body, and spirit, and then the person within the context of the people that are around them. So the people they love, the people in their community, like the town they live in, the neighborhood they live in, the city they live in, the state they live in, the world they live in. You know, you get it. Then in traditional therapy, the focus is more on the past, and in life coaching, the focus is more on the present and the future. So there you go. Those are some differences. And I want to say, to be fair, there are a lot of non-traditional therapists out there that don't have those kind of limited focuses that traditional therapy teaches us in therapy school. And there's a lot of life coaches who probably work very differently than I do. So I just want to say these are just general guidelines for how those two things differ. But your mileage may vary. That's what I'm trying to say, is that everybody practices a little bit differently. And so when you're looking for somebody to work with as a therapist or as a life coach, I think the most important thing that you can do is to just keep an open mind and schedule at least 3 people to go visit, whether it's in person or virtually like this. Don't just limit yourself to one person that you were referred to by a friend. I mean, in my experience, and there's been a lot of research on this too, the fit between the two people is the most important thing. So if you're not feeling somebody's vibe, then they're probably not going to be able to help you. Never mind all the rest of this stuff, mindset stuff and orientation stuff. Doesn't matter. If you don't have a good fit, it probably isn't going to help, because the relationship between the two of you is going to have the biggest influence on whether your work together is successful. So there you go. Oh, my buddy, I wonder where he is. FYI, let me check in the comments. Okay. If anybody wants to jump in, let me know. Um, okay, so I was gonna say, um, uh, yeah. I was gonna tell you what qualifies me as a life coach. So, no, I am not a certified life coach, if you were wondering. I have done counseling with people since 1987. And so I think that's a pretty long history of helping people. Um, I got my BA in psychology and theater at UC Irvine, and then a master's in counseling psychology and drama therapy from CIIS. That's California Institute of Integral Studies in San Francisco. So, so I actually do have basically the same formal education as most therapists. I just kind of went a different way because that's just my nature. I have a hard time walking a straight line. Are any of you like me? I mean, it's the oddest thing. Since I was born, I've had the hardest time walking in a straight line. Anyway, it's just a better fit for me. I have nothing against therapists. I had 3 really good ones in my life, and excuse me, like I mentioned in that, video with Tamara, the one, called "What is Complex Trauma?" If you watched that one, great. If you didn't, please do. It's very good. Um Not to toot my own horn, but I already did. Um, like I mentioned in that video, I had really good experiences with the 3 therapists I had. I had one in high school who I was assigned to after I got suspended for running away. And then I had a second one during my first marriage, uh, because that marriage was a problem. And then I got my 3rd one, when did we start? I was 24 when I met my first therapist, and she really became more of an auntie to me over time. She was amazing, but in all 3 cases, what really helped me, what really healed me the most in those settings was the relationship that I had with them. And I'm very grateful that I had those positive experiences. Um, yeah. So, um, let's see. I told you I have a BA. I have a master's. What else qualifies me? So most of my life, I have worked in different nonprofits, working with people who are unhoused, who have significant mental health and substance use issues. That's been the place where I've felt most called when I have worked for other people. And I love the work. I really do. Um, I just felt like it was time for me to retire from that work and start doing this. Um, what was I going to say? It just fell out of my head. Anyway, sorry, referring to my notes. In addition to doing all that, I raised many children. And now that they're all adults, I can say, you know what? I'm a pretty darn good mom. And to me, being a mom is like the ultimate life coach gig, right? Because you have this little human that you start working with when they're entirely dependent on you. And then you have to get them to a place where they don't need you anymore. So I think having raised many children to adulthood successfully, and they're all doing really well, by the way, uh, qualifies me in a way to be a life coach too. Even though I've had all of these things that I've done in my life that I'm proud of, to me, the career I've always felt most called to has been being a mother and now a grandmother. I think it's the most important work that I've done. So, thanks, kiddos. All right. So I'm still here. Let's see. Oh, Rose's positive vibes. She's the best. Look at her. She's like, well done. Thank God for friends, right? Um, so let me scroll another one of these cool tickers that I learned how to make today. That's to our Patreon page. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and go there and you can sign up to be a member. I don't see my buddy. I don't see him. So I'm thinking that this could just be an interesting first experience, unless anybody who's in the comments wants to talk about something, or somebody messages me they want to jump in on Facebook. Let's see. Did I get anybody? No. So you can message me on Facebook, or you can message me here in the comments. And Rose asks, did he have the right time? I'm very lost with my times most of the times. Rose, I'm pretty sure he did, because he just texted me yesterday. I'm so excited. So it's odd, but it's kind of a big deal, putting your business out there in public. So I don't blame him if he changed his mind at the last minute. And if you're watching, no, I'm not mad. It's really okay. It's a scary thing. And I already have next week's person scheduled. So worst case scenario, we try again next week at 9 a.m. instead of 12 p.m. Because YouTube told me that's a better time. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for showing up and supporting this live stream, my very first live stream. And maybe my buddy who was going to meet me did me a favor, because I only had to keep talking for 20 minutes instead of a whole hour. All right? Please go watch some other videos and like, share, and subscribe. And if you're watching this on the replay, go look at these videos.